All right, bathroom break. Be right back.
Father fish, father fish.
Hi
Place to
there.
go to if you have fish. Your fish may itch or even flash. So father fish is your one-stop capital with an inch of sand. Capital with an inch of sand. Raise the temperature with a helping hand and add some garlic on top of that sand. The itch will go, your plants will grow, and all of your fish will have a happy home. Father fish, so father fish, your one-stop wonder if you keep fish. Starring Sir Father Fish and all his followers on the Father Fish channel. Over to you, Sir Father Fish.
Delightful. Delightful.
It is.
Oh my.
Oh, nice, David.
Oh, we got a lot going on in the chat this morning, don't we?
We sure do. We have Kason, who we were just discussing.
Yeah, we're just talking about Case, and he's having some problems with his fish, and uh, he had flashing and flashing when the fish scrapes itself on the bottom. It almost inevitably, invariably, is trying to scrape off ick parasites. It's like scratching an itch, though. You really can't do it. because the parasite is under the scale. The white spot, that we see that denotes ink is actually an encrusted waste product produced by the parasite. It's sucking on the fluids of the fish like a vampire, and when it creates waste, it it's down under the scale and it pushes us out through the canal that it's dug, and it hits the water and hardens it, encrusts. So you get these tiny little white spots. By the time you have the white spot, you've had the parasite in there for probably up to 24 hours. So it's already doing its dirty. And at that point, within another 24 hours, it's going to drop off. It will fully mature. It'll drop off, go down into the sand, and mate with another one, unless they're bisexual, and I just don't know. I think they mate with another one, and they produce a multiple. I think it's a multiple of 12 squared. They produce like 240, 244 babies, which in one day, from the time they are laid to the time they hatch is one day. They immediately become free swimming, and they look for a fish to attach themselves to. They have the easiest time attaching themselves to fish that are stressed out. Now, a fish that's stressed for some peculiar reason or other drops its slime coat. I think that is an evolutionary error. I think it is. I think it works against the health of the fish, but it does nevertheless. When a fish becomes stressed, it drops its slime coat, which makes it immediately susceptible to invasion by bacteria and parasites. The slime coat on a fish is what prevents or deters bacteria and parasites from getting to the fish's body. So one of the ways to help the fish to generate more slime coat is to add a small amount of salt to the water. There was some big discussion yesterday about salt, last couple of days. Salt is not a medication. It's more a supplement. It creates an environmental condition that causes the fish to create more slime coat in order to prevent the intrusion of the salt into the fish's body. So that doesn't make it a medicine. Quite the opposite. It's really, in effect, the introduction of a toxin. Because if the salt were to gain access through osmosis into the body of the fish, it could kill it. Saltwater fish, for example, have a very dense slime coat. Some, like the mandarin goby, their slime coat is so thick when they're disturbed that it creates a big envelope, a visible envelope surrounding them. That slime coat, among other things, it's also noxious. So a fish trying to eat a little fish get a mouthful of snot, and they don't like it, and they spit it out. But it also prevents salt from being able to be absorbed into the body of the fish, which would poison it. So saltwater fish, the flesh of saltwater fish is not salty. It's not salty because the slime coat prevents the, the fish's body from absorbing salt. And it's the same if we put salt in our freshwater tanks. It has exactly the same effect. It causes the fish to produce more slime coat. Now, by doing so, it is protecting itself not only from salt, but also from bacteria and from parasites. So you will find in a tank of community fish, if there's an attack of it, some fish will be attacked by it, affected by it, and others will not. The ones that will not are very healthy fish that are producing additional slime in order to be able to ward off these little parasites. So once the parasite finds a home, it gets in, it burrows in, gets in under the scale, starts feeding. By the second series, 3 days, in 3 days, a single ick parasite has produced 250 in 3 days, 244. Multiply that times 244, and that is day 6 to 7. So, and with that sheer number of parasites in the water, every fish that is susceptible will be completely overwhelmed, completely dehydrated, literally sucked dry by day 7. It's not 4, that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By day 7, they will be sucked dry and die. Like that, die. So if you've got a serious infestation that has been going on for more than a few days, you need to get the temperature up to 86 degrees immediately, within a very short time, a few hours at most. You can use hot water if you do it carefully and don't try to jump it instantly. Give it a few hours. You can add hot water slowly, but you need a heater because you need to keep it up there for at least 1 day in order for the eggs, when they hatch, for the babies to be destroyed. Will not kill the eggs, it will kill the larvae when they hatch. So you've got to keep it up, preferably 2 days. In 2 days, you can start bringing it back down, and it'll be gone. It won't be there anymore. The even the ones inside will have pulled out to try to get away from that heat. It'll be gone in 2 days of 86 degrees temperature. And the reason is, ick is a cold water temperature, a cold water parasite. It flourishes in cold water, which is why you want to keep your tropical fish, your ornamentals in warm water, because it limits the impact of ick. Ick is the most destructive single parasite in the hobby, hands down. Now, there are medications that kill ick. They are toxins. They are poisons. The most common and practical one is malachite green and what's this? Embalming
Meth?
fluid. Embalming fluid. What's that called?
Oh my goodness. Hold on, it'll come to me.
Can't think. Yeah,
I just, it starts with the F. My gosh.
formaldehyde.
Thank you.
Formalin. Yeah, exactly. Formalin. Malachite green and formalin. Merle Cohen, back in the 1950s, in order to combat it, before there were adequate heaters, developed a formula to kill ick using malachite green and formalin. He calls it, I think it was ick out. He manufactured it, sold it by the millions of pieces. It's still available on the market. His company was sold, oh golly, 12 years ago or so. Longer, it seems.
Yep, I remember Ick Out.
Yeah, longer. It was sold 15 years ago. Um, I met him just before he sold the company. Had lunch with him. He and I were good friends for years. We worked together on the National Aquarium in Baltimore to get it approved as a bond issue. It was a $2 million, I think, bond or $3 million bond issue. I had known him when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. He had a little shop on Greenmount Avenue, and I sold him. I bought a lot of fish there, but I also sold him little oyster crabs that my grandfather helped me catch in the winter, oyster tonging, and I would acclimate them and bring them in to his shop, and he paid me 10 cents a piece for them. Well, that went real well for a while until they got a batch that all died, and his brother, who was a hard-nosed guy, got angry with me and told me he didn't want to deal with me anymore. He was kind of out of control. He was really a sick man. He moved to Florida and opened a farm. I think Merle just was happy to get him out, get himself. He ran a fish farm and then died of cancer a few years later. He did not live. He was a young man when he died, and it was sad because he and his brother had started that business. It became one of the largest wholesale businesses in the country, located in Baltimore. Wholesale fish and dry goods. He got out of the fish and opened a smaller operation in which he was manufacturing a handful of products that he had developed, and that was really the mainstay for his business. It's called Aquarium Products. Aquarium Products. It was bought by a company in England, and they've been bought out by Central Pet. So it's all become a big conglomerate now. He's dead. I don't know if his wife, she was in a nursing home. He has a son who's still in the industry somewhere, I think. Um, I've sort of lost track with the family when Merle died.
No.
Anyway, so, but he developed ICAL, and he developed it because it was the an effective way to control ick when there were not adequate heaters on the market to be able to do that. And frankly, the heat issue was not understood to be a curative for ick. It wasn't until the late 60s that was discovered. And I believe it was Merle who figured it out that that heat would kill ick. By then, ick out had become so popular it just had taken on a life of its own, and it
Yeah.
continued to be manufactured. Dosed properly, it's okay. It's a toxin. Um, it mitigates against um, a balanced aquarium. It's not anything I recommend. It's not necessary to do so. It's a simple enough matter to increase the heat, the temperature in the tank uh, to a level that is not at all a danger to plants or animals in an aquarium, a tropical fish aquarium. Now, if you have cold water fish, excuse me, if you have cold water fish in there, they may not survive 86 degrees um, any more than the ick will survive. So you may lose a few um, fish that are not really tropical fish, but tropical fish are used to temperatures in the 90s. So they can
Sure.
certainly survive 86, 87 degrees. Needs to be above 85.
Let's
Above
see.
85 will kill the ick.
Okay. Got the okay, here's the rest of it, but it goes right along with what you're saying. I think I got the parasite from a previous batch of fish that died rather quickly by fuzzy white spots. He's asking about his corridors. Aren't catfish sensitive to salt? They are, aren't they? Yes. Um,
Well, they are, yeah.
let's see, what else?
Yeah, you don't need to use salt.
Okay. Oh, he has a 300-watt heater on a 35-gallon. Yes, you should be able to sustain 30 degrees
Yeah, there won't
Celsius
be a
with that.
problem. Yeah.
And what about oxygen? Okay, here was the other part. What about oxygen? I have plants, not a water stone because it splashes. And he has a lid, so you don't have any filtration on it, just
Yeah, I
plants.
would put a sponge filter on it. If you
Okay.
got pretty good water flow, keep your filter going. I'm guessing he has hay on the back filter. Just keep that going strong. So long as the water is moving, there will be oxygen exchange. Um, Keeping the lid on is a good idea to hold the heat in, although it's not really critical. Water flow is kind of the key. If you want to flip the lid back, give it a little more access to air, that's not going to hurt anything. One of the benefits of an air pump is that it circulates the air that's above the water if you have a lid. I find that's helpful because it is possible to have that lid so tightly sealed that the tank can't get air. Um, so, having it open allows exchange to occur.
See, Pet Exotics was asking, kind of going back to the slime coat thing. He was asking about API stress coat. Does it really help produce any type of slime coat or add slime to fish, or is it just another total? I guess it's aloe, is what that is.
Yeah, aloe and salt.
And
The aloe does not produce slime coat. The aloe is an organic.
just before more like a little band aid on them.
Yeah, it increases organics in the
Okay.
water. Um, for my money, it has questionable value. If you have a balanced environment in which organics are being assimilated, then it's not going to hurt anything. If you don't, it's going to increase the organics, which may put stress on your system if your system is not handling organics particularly well. So, as with any other additive, Um, most additives are sold for their customer appeal and not for their effectiveness as a medication or a beneficial supplement. There, I've said it.
He just said he said the malachite or malacote green. You don't want to try. You don't want to use that yet. You just want to increase your temperature right now.
Yeah,
You don't want
malachite.
right.
Malachite is, Alex just mentioned that it's a carcinogenic, as is formalin. I mean, they're both carcinogenics and not anything to be messed with. You don't want to get them on your fingers. They stain, and those toxins go right into your bloodstream. They're not nice. Um, they really ought to be removed from the market. It's not anything that is other than a cancerous chemical. It needs at least to be controlled as a controlled substance. I would be strongly in support of that. I have on my back shelf enough powdered acroflavin, methylene blue, and malachite green, about a pound of each, to poison the water supply of a major metropolitan area. I mean, it's that toxic. These are extreme poisons, extreme carcinogens, not to be messed with. You may ask why I haven't. Good question. I've even got a gallon of formalin sitting back there somewhere. Stuff I've had for years. I do need to get rid of it. It's not anything I use or anything I ever will use. I've kept it, in the likelihood that it might become of value at some time, but I keep a lot of things like that. I've gotten rid of a lot of things like that. the the drug rack is something that has not been touched in about 10 years. I really need to go through it now that I've got it on my mind. I'll get some help and we will begin disposing. It's a problem disposing of it. I mean, how in the world do you get rid of it? It has to be somehow deactivated or put in a sealed container. I mean, it's dreadful stuff. I need to get some direction as to how to how to dispose of it. I haven't the biggest notion how to dispose of it. I'm not going to throw it in the trash. It'll wind up in a landfill, and it'll poison the landfill. So we shall see. I will keep you posted as I work that one out.
Okay. The Sharpies was saying so if we expose our fish, keep them at a higher temperature at all the time, does that pretty much keep them from ever getting ick?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but can they
Keep it
sustain?
above 80. If you keep it 82 degrees, 82 degrees is kind of an optimal temperature. The problem is if you get it too warm, then and you have like a fish die or some other catastrophe, it can cause a bacterial blossom that can explode very quickly and drain the oxygen from the system. And that can happen in a day or even less. So people who keep discus will keep their temperature up to 85, 86, but they're usually also really meticulous about tank cleanliness, which is important when you're maintaining higher temperatures. You want to control the environment pretty carefully. Regular water changes, and by regular I mean weekly. There are discus breeders who do daily water changes. They keep the temperature 86, 87, some up to 90. Daily water changes, bare bottom tanks filtration systems that are cleaned weekly. A lot of work. You can do it, it's a lot of work. The alternative is to do little or no work in a balanced tank. A deep substrate, balanced natural system will maintain precisely the same water conditions if you're careful about feeding and if you're monitoring your tank to make sure that dead fish are removed. Not dead plants. Remember yesterday, we stumbled across the amazing, astounding factoid that dead plants provide nutrition for living plants. Dead plants do not, I repeat, do not
Good day.
foul the water. They may look messy and nasty. You may not like their appearance, but they are not bad for the tank. In fact, they are good for the tank because they provide food for microscopic life. They break down very quickly and easily, providing nutrition for other plants. If the best food for fish is fish, then the best food for plants is plants.
He's also wondering, should he do some more water changes during this?
I would wait 24 hours,
Okay.
or 48 hours. Give it a chance. Do a water change, but let's get the yick killed first. You want to get that temperature up. That's more important right now than anything else.
Excellent. Let's see here. I'm trying to see if anybody else had another
Cross my
question.
palm with silver. Is that worth $5? What?
What was it? Oh, that was worth more than $5.
There you go.
I've got
Oh, I
Kid-
like this. Yeah, we're Dunlap. Bury dead fish in the substrate like natives planting corn. Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
you discussed that. I remember that.
When I remember to do it, I do it. I don't always remember to do it. And, I've got this, like everybody else, you take dead fish out, It's like, I don't know, it's an automatic response. It's not necessarily the best response. If you do plant them deep. Plant them at least an inch down. Get them down in there.
Are y'all okay over there? Okay. Looking at puppies. Do y'all want to see? Can we show puppies, Father
Oh,
Fish?
absolutely. Let's
Okay.
do the puppies by all means.
If you don't want to, it's okay.
Oh, I do.
I'd probably need the link again. I think it's gone. Oh, Kason said, thank you so much, Father Fish. Very entertaining and was a master class explanation.
Kelsey, thank you, sir.
Yes, really appreciate that. Hey, we are in a master class every day right here.
You betcha.
Studying at the School of Father Fish. Hold on, Calvin. Let me see if I can find this link. We're going to show them the puppies. GRB says puppies, please.
I know.
Let's see. Did you drop the link again by chance? Did I miss it?
No, I'll do it.
Okay. See if I can find this link. We're going to show them the puppies. Hello, Gina.
Hi, Gina.
Let's see. Oh, there it is. Might take me a second.
We're going to see brand new puppies. Brand new puppies. Where it doesn't love, it's human nature to want to get rid of corpses. ASAP. Yeah, true enough.
Are they in a good shape over there so I can come back?
Oh. Chalupa, we're discussing cannibalism today. Well, we haven't yet, but we can if you like. I'm happy to talk about cannibalism. You may not like what I have to say about it. Oh, I got snacks, freezes his dead fish for a week and then buried. So, well, that's good. That controls bacteria for so long as they're in the freezer. What are we doing here? She got something else.
Okay, there we go. Let's see. Are we on there now? Yeah, they were.
Glory.
If she'll let us see
There's
them.
Mommy.
Can you see them?
Goodness sakes. Oh, my word.
Yeah. That's the little runt. Y'all can probably hear my daughter in the background.
Hey,
We have 9 of them.
wow.
That one's attached. I can't pull that one. You get your little babies over there. Can y'all see them? I can't. I'm not on my.
Mary's showing their brand new baby puppies.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
It's a whole pile of them.
Oh,
9 of them.
Oh, my gosh.
What's the species again?
The mommy is a Dotson Jack Russell cross, and the daddy is, well, hold on, I'll show you him. Here's Dad.
Oh, a chihuahua. Oh, my gosh.
What do you think, Poncho? He's standing, he's looking over the bed, looking down on him.
He said it's time to split.
Yeah, I know. I think he's going to be a good daddy. He's like sticking close.
Isn't that adorable? Oh,
Just born this morning.
God. Oh, my gosh.
She's still got one in her, they think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we still got one. It's only been about 20 minutes, but I can feel it right. I can feel it right in here.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll pass it easily.
But she had 9 babies, so I'm sure she's a little tired.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
We didn't think we'd have this many. We were just trying to, all of the family wanted a little baby puppy, so.
Well, yeah, you got enough to go around now.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Uh-oh, here's one up under.
I need to come up and get one.
Oh.
There you go. Get that one right there. No, get it.
That's funny.
Wow. Oh, it's beautiful.
So you got a new work cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should work out better, actually.
I can even use what's on the other side. I don't care. It's all good. I can always find a place to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Frank
opens
set
it up.
that up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we needed that opened up.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So it's good. Thank you.
You bet. That was Betsy checking in. Let's see. Got a funny background here.
One thing for sure, I figured people would want to see them because most fish people are just animal lovers. We love them all.
You bet. Absolutely.
Let's see if I can get back to the chat. Now I'm going to be behind y'all, so
Yeah,
I'm really proud of her. Yeah, GRB. Look, he got so nervous when she went into heat. He like got an upset tummy all over the bedroom, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He was a nervous dad. He was one of those dads, that faints when their children's being born.
It's funny.
I'm glad I got to share that with you guys.
You bet. That was nice.
Let's see. Hey, Chalupa. Missed a few good mornings. We've got some people that could probably have a blue wrench in here if you wanted to do that.
Let's do that. Let me look.
And Cass, if you're listening, hello. We miss you. I'm sure she's lurking. Okay, let me go back and make
Hey,
sure.
Will, how are you?
You on call?
Yeah. Well, I'm on a live stream.
If they're still here.
This is come here, let me introduce you. This is Will. Will's our wild animal. Our
Hi,
wild
Will.
animal man.
Squat down
Hi.
there with Father Fish. Hi, Will. How are you?
Hi. Pretty good. How are you doing?
He
Oh,
just
doing
opened a
good.
brand new business. Tell us a little about it.
Yeah, please do.
Basically, the majority of my business is remediation for bats. So I hang netting, and then I come back and seal up the areas.
Oh, wow.
And then I do rodent exclusion, trapping, a little bit of wildlife. But yeah, the majority of it is doing exclusion work.
Which I'm
And
sure there's a
yes.
lot of that work in Florida.
Yes, and in this area as well, and especially the town of Venice. I got one quick thing to say to you, though.
Okay.
That I had to take my whole door panel off to try and fix my door. So
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go over here. I don't know if they're open or not, and see if they can get those cables.
All
I had
right.
it all
Wow.
completely off. I went up to Cobra Hose. Eric?
Yep.
I went up there, and me and him worked on that. So
Good to see you,
I'm
Will.
going to get over to your place at some point.
Thank you.
I don't know if it's going to be today,
All
but
right. Appreciate it. There's nobody home right now. He's in the hospital. He'll be out later today, we think. What?
inside right
No,
now.
no,
That's what I was worried about.
no.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I just want to see if these guys are open. I got to go.
Well.
Bounce around and find those cables. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you, Father.
Bye-bye.
Well, I was saying a wrench party, but I don't see him.
Will's
I don't
wife.
see him.
Will's wife is Mariah.
Hey, Jason.
Mariah is my physical massage therapist. So these are a young couple with 2 businesses.
Nope.
Oh, I don't see anybody. We got them all.
Yep, they were. There was a couple at the beginning, but I don't see them right now. Petzotics was one of them. And I don't see. If you're still here, Petzotics, make a comment.
Yeah, we
That's-
need anybody who does not have a wrench who's been hanging around for a while and would like to be in the wrench club. Make a post so we know you're here.
Okay.
T-Bones.
Jason's
That's
here.
the last cannibal tribe. Faded out over 50 years ago. There are still tribes, however, that that ritually eat their dead. They eat the brains of their dead. They're trying to control that because it's creating terminal health conditions. It's creating severe disease.
Wow.
There's disease related to that practice. And there are some tribes, try to remember where. I saw a piece on it about a year ago. It's the women in the tribe, the old women who are doing it, and it causes them to severe brain damage
Mm.
and death, early death. So there was a link to it. They found a link to it. They discovered what the condition was, uh, and went back in and were trying to convince them to stop that practice because they discovered that it was killing them. And of course, some of the old traditionalists are not going to stop, but it will die out. It will die out because they're not going to. The tribal younger people are not going to allow their children to get caught up in that practice.
I see your buddy Jason's here. Red fish, blue fish.
Hi, Jason. Let's see. Is that? Uh, did you post your review of all of the new fish yesterday, or is that today? I think it was last night. I went to bed early last night, so didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm excited about that. Jason, if you want to post the link for that video, I'll be happy to promote it. Jason got, here it is. Jason got a, thank you, Lori. That's probably his channel link. So you want to go there and find the link. Actually, there was a link to that video. I'm sorry, you need to finish one thought before I start another. Apparently, T-Bone has some vested interest in demonstrating that cannibalism no longer exists anywhere in the world. There was a case in the Maldives 2 years ago of a couple who landed on a deserted island, well, almost deserted island, and found a man there who offered to help them, show them around the island. And they got separated, and the woman could not find her husband. After looking for him, she finally found him running back, screaming for her to get in the boat and get away. He was not close to her, and she did that. She went out in the boat, hoping he would be able to swim out to her, but she watched as he was clubbed over the head and dragged away. She was able to get back to civilization and got the police there, officials, who found the man and found a half-eaten corpse. He was practicing ancient traditions of his tribe, according to him. So let's not say that the worst horrors in the human condition no longer exist. I mean, after all, we are right now suffering one of the greatest horrors in our nation's history, the stealing of an election. So let's back off a little bit and acknowledge that there is evil afoot and that we must counter it as forcefully and as directly as we possibly can and get to the truth, because the truth is what is important, not the desires and the interests of the powerful and the corrupt. Need I say more?
You said it all. Hey, Ward Dunlap asked, do fish get PRIO prion diseases?
Redfish, bluefish is here defining, providing an engineer's definition. And I will leave it to those of you to the rest of you to determine precisely what he's describing. He says it is a tool with a hexagonal slot, and it may not be a slot. In fact, it may be a closed hexagon which fits over a nut or some other hexagonal device and holds it in place so that a bolt and a nut can be tightened together. Why, that's utterly remarkable. Utterly. My grandfather, my mother's father, was a tool and die man. For those of you who have lost the fine art of tool and die, these are the makers of devices with which mechanical items are constructed, much in the way Redfish Bluefish has here described. My grandfather worked for an aeroplane manufacturer during the Second World War. The company was Glenn L. Martin. Glenn L. Martin, known today as Martin Marietta, the very same. Mr. Martin, a friend of my grandfather's and his employer, hired my grandfather as the supervisor of the tool and die shop in his aeroplane manufacturing facility. It was my grandfather's task to devise equipment capable of constructing out of sheets and slabs of metal aeroplanes. And he did so, and in the process, Glenn L. Martin produced tens of thousands of aeroplanes for the war effort on the part of the Allies against the Axis and against the Emperor of Japan. After which, my grandfather bought a farm on the eastern shore and went oystering with his grandchildren. Much as another friend of mine, who after the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, left as one of the scientists, one of the many scientists in that effort to become an antique organ repairman in the wilds and old churches of New England. Met him many times when he came to our local church to repair a 200-year-old organ. Wonderful man, very gentle man. He never overcame the emotional impact of creating a weapon that killed 1 million people. I think that was
That's
much my
nice.
grandfather's sense too. He left not out of any animosity, but because he was sickened by what was needful to do in winning that awful, awful war. So, another long story.
Hey, I do have one thing. You know how we had our young man everything fish the other day? Well, I found another young lad that's I found him the other day, and he was asking where he should come to and where he should go, and I told him to come check us out. But his name is, let me make sure I say it, because there's two channels that sound almost alike. And his is, I think it's Fish Keeping Simple. I believe he may be around the same age as,
What is
uh,
his name, dude? There was
let me
a
see.
there was a
I,
young man on with Vinny last night on live stream. I
let's
wonder if it
see.
was the same person.
I'm going to drop his link, so here it comes. And I
That's
told
so
him,
great.
I think it's
I
about
told him we would give him a
according to my book.
It's Sagittarius.
My book
good
says-
morning, Thomas.
Now, look at the crown. A vallisneria has a flat crown.
Okay.
The Sag has a round crown.
Okay.
These are round crowns.
All right.
That's the only visible difference. Look at these. Frank
Oh,
collected
nice.
these yesterday. Aren't they gorgeous?
They
Now,
are. Look how healthy.
they're a curly Sag. I've never seen a curly
Curly
Sag.
Sag.
I've seen curly Val. I've only seen the much broader leaf, much longer Sagittarius. These
It's
are
beautiful.
really extremely nice plants. Now, what I was explaining to Frank is if you look at these, yeah, if you'll
Wow.
see the crown is round. On a vallisneria, we can get one to show you. I've got a bunch of val out there. On a vallisneria, it's fan shaped. It's flat, and the leaves come out from a more flattened flan. These are coming out from a round crown. So two different. They look for all the world like each other, but for that, that's beautiful, Frank. Really.
Once again, Mary Page, I'm wrong with my plants.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't happen often.
But look
Doesn't
how
happen
fabulous they are.
Yeah, they're wonderful. This is a flower stem coming out. It'll come to the top, and this one's broken off, I think.
Yeah, I've got
But-
some that aren't.
Yeah, they come to the top, and they have a little, very nondescript flower. It's a flower bunch. What's that called? With a lot of little tiny pestils and stamens on a single pod. Thank you.
I can't think of what it's called.
I need some of that.
It's nice plants. We're gonna have a lot of those.
Sharpie. Oh, okay. Well, here was that young man's link, Father Fish.
Say what?
We've got the young man's link on here if you wanted to look at it.
Good.
But
Yeah, do put it up. I also need Joey's link. Somebody was asking me, thank you, for Joey's
see.
link the other day, and I could not find it.
I can't actually put, but here comes the link so you can see it here. There it is.
Slow down.
You okay? Hold his arm up, Thomas.
Yeah, I get
That Clemmy.
fluids that drip down my throat and hit my larynx. It's not going into my lung. It hits my larynx. I mean, larynx is raw, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Ugh.
And it's getting close to 9 o'clock. We've got about 5 minutes till 9. But we put his link in.
Sharpies. Here we go. Sharpies. I don't know who's he talking to. Jason.
Yeah.
Take a slow, fat asthmatic, and you're safe from man-eating predators. Yeah, right. Yeah, you always want to have somebody run slower than you.
Oh, the name of the young man is Simply Fish Keeping. I don't know his actual name, but it's Simple Fish Keeping.
That's the new one.
Mm-hmm. And we just dropped his link there. I don't know if you saw it. It's right above Sharpie's. Well.
Okay.
Oh, Lori just dropped it right at the bottom.
Somebody will look at Vinny's. There are a lot of kids, a lot of like kids that age, 14.
No,
or
that was Jack and Dan. That was Jack and Dan with Joe and Benny last night. Was it a kid and his dad sitting there talking?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry then. I'm sorry, that was Joe's stream, but it was Benny, Jack and Dan, and Joe on one stream last night. So this one was on Benny's.
It was on Vinny's stream.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was, I can't remember the kid's name. It was a kind of a funny name.
Is it Lazarus?
No,
Okay.
like Casio or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And I
Kevin.
asked him if he knew Joey, and he knew a Joey, but I don't know who it was. I asked him for the for Joey's website, and I think he did not see my question. Oh dear!
Good morning, Banoski. Bunch of people are
the
sneaking
green-
in.
The green, let's see, Fishymon. The Fishymon does not have a wrench.
And there, okay. Yeah, there's some people coming in.
And Fishymon is a member,
Yes.
a paid up member. In fact, he's a green member.
There's a Kevin Rosenberg too.
Rosenberg, I see Kevin. We'll give Kevin a wrench, a device.
Let's see who else snuck in here. We got Beninsky and Greg. I'm just saying hi as people I didn't get. Fishymon.
Tampa Tom is loading the lawn trailer. Guess he's going out fishing.
Lori just dropped that link for that the other young man, Coatland's Aquatics. Coatland, Coaltyn.
Yes, that's who it was, right.
Okay. We've got his, and then, like I said, this other little, or I'm not going to say little boy,
We
young
need to
man.
find Joey's. Somebody
And he-
needs to come up with Joey's.
Okay.
Simply fish keeping.
Yes,
Simple
that's
fish keeping. Who is that?
That's the new young fella I was just talking about.
Okay, that's what it was on with Vinny last night.
No, I think that was Coatland. Lori just dropped the link for it.
That's what I'm
Coatland,
looking at. Simple
Coatland's
fish
Aquatics.
keeping.
Oh, that's a different one. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. She just dropped a different link.
So she's dropping links.
Yeah,
Fast
it's at 8:57.
breadcrumbs.
8:57 is where Coatland's link is.
Okay. The winter that saved the Russians. Yeah, God knows it was. The Germans could not handle the winter. Which is the only thing that saved Russia.
Okay.
That would have been hell to pay. If Germany had broken through in St. Petersburg and taken over the city and then taken over the whole north of Russia, we'd still be fighting them.
Fishymon, yep, you got tools.
Cardinal plant work for a carpet.
Yeah, you found it. I was getting ready to read it.
That's interesting. Yeah, I thought about that too. I really, really like it. And it grows pretty well. It's not real difficult. My problem here is I get something that's really nice. The nicer it is, the shorter the period of time I have it to enjoy. Because somebody always wants to buy it. And I've not been able to get more of it. I need to try to do that. I've had it a couple of times and I really, really like it. It does grow well. It looks good. Cardinal plant. It's a really sweet plant. I don't have any right now, I'm sure. I'll try to get some. The question is, will it work for a carpet? Yeah, I think it will. It also is prunable. You can prune the growing tip off. Just break off the growing tip, and it'll double branch. Once it gets full leaves, and then the growing tip out from that new set of full leaves, if you'll trim that, it'll branch again. So you can branch it 2 or 3 times in order to get it spreading out. Jason is here. He should be able to talk about that. Jason, why don't you come on up and talk about cardinal plants? Jason's the plant expert around here and knows more about plants probably than anybody else around.
And Alex, he won't sneak up here anymore. I can't sweet talk him.
I know. Well, he's still feeling sick, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Once Alex is full of piss and vinegar, you can't hold him down.
No. Let's see, Jay. See, I'm not seeing
World
any
War II
questions.
history, Sharpie.
Yep.
You know, the World War II. I was born in 1940, so I was a child, a conscious child, 7, 8 years old, when the soldiers started coming back, and I had at least two members of my family, 2 uncles, who came back from the war, both of which had seen action in Europe. One of them was a broken man who lived a very difficult life for the remainder of his life. He lived into his 70s. Married a wonderful woman who stuck with him through thick and thin, and there was a lot of thin and not much thick. But they stayed close to her parents, my grandparents, so they were able to provide a lot of support. They had 3 children, all of whom are living, and all of whom are doing well. So the children survived it. The mother was killed in an auto accident, which absolutely broke my heart. It followed on the heels of my father's murder. So I had the 2 most important people in my life taken from me within 5 years of each other.
Wow.
She was supposed to come visit a new building I just built that day. And it was a little late in the day, and they decided to go home instead. And on the way, they got pushed off the road by a tractor trailer and were killed. She was killed. He was not severely injured. She was killed.
Mm.
Horrible, horrible.
Sounds like it. Hate for anybody to go through that kind of. That's terrible. Really
I was
is.
thinking about something. You know, talk about feeling sorry for yourself. I was thinking about something last night, and then I got hold of myself. I was thinking how many people who have loved me are gone. Of course, my parents are gone. But a lot of people who love this shop are gone.
Yeah.
A lot of people who I have loved are gone. And thinking, why is it that all the people who love me die? And then I stopped and caught myself and realized that there are very few people who I don't love. So it's a natural occurrence. It's not anything that's being done deliberately to me. I'm really
No.
not a victim of nature.
No, actually,
not a victim of the nature system.
you are special, and all the people that you've crossed paths with over the years, you've been here, you've been here to spread a word and your morals and your values and just something beautiful to others.
We're done a lot talking about family members. His mother's father, his grandfather, he says, was a guest of Hirohito in some of the most dreadful concentration camps ever devised by man. Came back broken. Utterly destroyed, he said, utterly destroyed.
Oh,
The brokenness. We won a victory, and a great victory over great evil. But the price we paid was dreadful. Not just in those killed, but in the wealth of the nation. And yet, in spite of that, that generation pulled itself together and became the great generation because they built a new nation. They built a broken nation, a nation that had been steeped in horrible depression, horrible war, and broke from that to create a nation of power and strength, what became the greatest nation on earth. Don't tell me for one bloody second that there was no time when America was great. Sure, there was evil. There are evil men about. There will always be evil men among us. But we are not determined by evil. We are not at heart evil. There are those who wish us to be, but we defy them. We defied them 70 years ago when we pulled ourselves out of this depression and war that had driven us into the mud of degradation and foul, malicious, destructive evil. We defeated it, and we brought ourselves out of it, and we came back from it, and we became a great people, a great capital G, capital R, capital E, capital A, T people, a great people who are now once again determining ourselves as a great people. Stick that in your pipe. I think I'm getting huffy.
Hey, T-Bone would like to know what you're doing for Thanksgiving.
God bless you, T-Bone. God bless you. I don't know. I don't have any plans. I usually have Thanksgiving with a couple in their fish club. Did not last year. They went to Italy. And this year they're in serious shutdown. So I don't think that'll be happening. I don't know what I'll be doing. I do have friends down from Maryland, the people who own the Catoctin Zoo. They will be here for Thanksgiving. So I very likely will be spending Thanksgiving with them. They're over in the Orlando area. Excuse me.
Well, read. I was saying you might want to read all your comments there because you got some good feedback.
I am reading them right now. Thank you, blessed friends. Thank you. didn't exactly come out of nowhere. Ah,
I miss that because I have family that were great men like you were, and you know, I was taught that way, so it means something special in my heart when I hear, you know,
yeah, Sharpie saying both my grandfathers refused to speak of their time in the war. There were many. There were many who refused to talk about it.
that's right, hat trick.
There were many.
Oh, there's two that were the wrench, some of the wrench party I was trying to see a minute ago. New England Endler and Michael Long. But it's 10 after 9. Thought I'd let you know what time it is too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you. You have a good day too.
Mercy. Mercy. New England Endler. Oh, I love it. I love it. Says we should all plan victory gardens for next spring. Amen. Amen. That's worth a wrench right there. Amen. How about a victory aquarium?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, Thomas get into that. Thomas is all about raising food in his aquarium.
Did he get his spores planted the other day?
He did, and it's taking off. We'll have to have him show it today.
Oh, yes.
We haven't done a vlog for a while. I'll make sure he does that today and shows his fungus, of which he is enormously proud.
And Cassie is here. She's lurking.
I've had the funny thing about the cough. I've had it looked at by 3 different doctors. They finally sent me to a pulmonologist who said your lungs are fine. My ex-wife, who I talk to at least once a week, Joan. She's had post-nasal drip all her life, and I never did. My nasal passages were always blocked, one side or the other, never both sides, or only if I had a cold, but always one side, where if I laid on the other side, that it would move, and I'd only be able to breathe out of one nostril. That went on for many years until something happened. I think it was mentholyptus cough drops. Broke it up. And now I'm breathing out of both nostrils. But I've got what I refuse to ever acknowledge I could have, because I didn't want to be like her. She is a sweetheart. In spite of herself, she's a sweetheart. I shouldn't say bad things. I don't. I do not say bad things about her, except her post-nasal drip. And now I've got it. She has blessed me with her post-nasal drip. So I can breathe now, but it hits my larynx. And I was a smoker. I quit when I was 45, and then picked up cigars when I hit about 65, I guess. And smoked one cigar a day for about 10 years. And I think I damaged my larynx. It's raw. It's not cancerous, but it's raw. And so this phlegm from my nose, it hits my larynx, and it builds up mucus. And that's what I'm coughing. And that's also when I have water trickle down my throat. It hits the larynx and it makes me cough. So that's what it is. There ain't a whole lot to be done about it, apparently. Ugh. I'd like to get rid of the phlegm, though. That would be nice.
Yeah, it's aggravating. I think it's something that happens, I don't know, as you get older, too, because it seems like mine, and I'm losing my voice. I have a hard time.
Scare the fish into me. Find a cure, guys. I need a cure for my mucousy larynx.
Mm-hmm.
Need to get rid of.
I'll need to get my daughter to look into that for you, where she
That
does
would be
the
great.
yes. She makes teas, different teas,
Yeah,
and
I could get into tea.
she just finished putting together an elderberry tea packet. That
No.
might be what you need.
Father Phlegm. We're done.
Father Phlegm.
Phlegm.
Tisha
On
didn't.
you. Shame on you. We're done. Shame on you.
Tisha said, and it was funny,
Still.
but she said, "Are you sure you didn't wear a preacher, that you weren't a preacher in a previous life?" I guess she didn't hear the story of how we became Father Fish.
Ain't no previous to it.
He still is.
Have been, was, and will. Have been, was, am, and will be. To my dying day, honey. I am your Bible thumping, pulpit beating, fire and damnation heaped upon your head till it wake you up and you get right with the Lord. Brethren and sister. Oh dear. Been too long. Honey and ginger rub. Honey and ginger rub. Honey and lemon. Coke, when he said it, broke it up. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've heard that before. My grandfather always took a shot of Jack Daniels for municipal purposes.
What is Hobby Lobby Cats? What are you talking about?
Oh, she was looking for suggestions for like some 2 to 5 gallon little fishbowl tanks. She's getting into we've decided we don't just have multiple tank syndrome, we have multiple jar syndrome too.
Really? Chalupa's saying it all makes sense now. There you go. And Tisha just had the light bulb came on.
Yeah.
For real.
For real.
For real, Tisha. For real. 25 years. 25 years in the pulpit ministry.
Sharpie said he went to church once and I had to be resuscitated afterwards.
Reconsecrated.
Oh,
depending on the church, I can believe it. I believe it. There are.
Bring me one.
I left my last church. Not the church, but the denomination. Because I realized it was no longer my spiritual home. It was no longer a place that was conscious of and sensitive to the teachings of Christ. Look at this. Look at this. And let me get it up.
Cass didn't get to see me go, hand me another one, Calvin. Don't look at my fingernails. They look terrible.
About 1 hour old.
Yep. Started about 4 o'clock this morning. Babies. These are Jack Russell Dotson is the mommy, and the daddy is the Chihuahua. Here, Calvin. Hand me another one. Cass, I don't think she was here when I showed them the first time. I like this one's little face, though. See its little...
A Jack Chihuahua. And
a Jack Wiener Chihuahua.
Mercy.
Oh, that one's got a black face. This one's cute.
Against the flow, Father Fish, we had a several day
Give me a white one.
outage here in northeast Georgia. Planted tanks with deep sand had 0 issues. Really cool.
I'll talk to you.
Million and Sons. Do you have any friendships with other faith leaders from different religions? Maybe some have also enjoyed fishing. No, I don't. And I would appreciate that. Okay. I know there are some churches that have very large, even massive fish displays in their church. I saw one in Texas that was astounding. It was essentially an aquarium. vast aquarium, million-gallon systems, church built around an aquarium with a full-time aquaculturist. Don't know more about it than that, but would love to learn more. Cuteness overload, you bet. That is sweet.
Yes, it was a good thing they waited till today. Yesterday, I wouldn't have been able to. Mexican Russell Wieners, yes, that's them.
Let me do this Sharpie thing a minute here.
Okay, you want to switch
Sharpie,
screens with me?
yeah, I'll do. All right, I'll do that. Sharpie's saying, I have no problem with religion, each to their own. It's just people trying to force their religion on others. Safe to say, Jehovah's Witness don't knock at my door anymore. Well, nor mine. But not because I spit in their eye and kick them out, because I sit them down and convert them. I change their way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what I have to say about that. People who are trying to so-called force their religion on others, I want to be a little careful about that. No, I'm not here preaching the gospel. I doubt that I will ever preach the gospel on this channel. I'm nonetheless utterly convicted of the absolute and final and ultimate truth of the gospel, of its undeniable truth. And in so saying, I witness to my condition. I speak out of my heart, out of who I am, what I believe, and what I think, not in an attempt to impress anyone with that or change anyone's thinking, but simply to be open and honest and forthright about who and what I am. So I will do that. And I believe if gospel is to be believed and Paul is to be followed, then that is truly all we can ever do, is witness to our own condition. And in fact, that is all any of us ever do. We express who we are. We witness to our own condition. Those who accuse others of various and sundry criminalities with no evidence, but merely the sentiments of their own mind and heart, are likely expressing precisely who they are. It's important to understand that when you accuse someone else of something, you're saying more about yourself than you're saying about that person, because in truth, you do not know that person. But in truth, you do know yourself well enough to speak to your own condition, so that every word out of your mouth is an expression of who you are. Be very, very careful about your condemnations. My father was fond of saying, when you've got one finger pointed at someone else, you've got three pointed at yourself with that very same accusation. Enough of that. This has been a very strange stream. Here's Daddy.
There's Daddy. Look at him. He's praying with his little hands.
You dingy little dog. Look what you've done.
He's embarrassed. Look.
And you don't even.
He won't.
You know, he's being bashful. He doesn't know quite how to act.
Uh-oh, I got an echo. Is that me or
I
you?
don't know. I don't know. I don't. Cassie, did I get your email yesterday? No, Cass, I did not.
Right, Sharpie.
Let me go look.
We've
Oh,
had some great conversations, though, but we're at 9:25.
yeah, we'll run it. Go ahead. Run some of the conversations.
Want me to read some to you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Oh, wow, it's gone so far. Millions and Sons. Oh, you read that one, didn't you, about the faith leaders from different religions who also enjoy fish? Or did we read that one? Father Fish, do you have any friendships with other faith leaders from
Yeah, I
different
got that.
religions?
I
Okay, I'm
responded
sorry.
to that. Yeah, it's
That
okay.
might have been when I was puppying.
Cass, come on up. I do want to do that.
Let's
Go ahead.
see. Sharpie says, I have no problem with religion, each their own. It's just people that try to force
Yeah,
their
we got
religion
that.
on others. Yep.
I
Okay.
think
I was
we
doing
might handle this.
I was doing the puppies is what I was doing when you were talking about. Sorry.
Did I get the link?
I don't see it
There
yet.
it is.
Okay.
Cass had something she wanted to read. Yeah, I saw it and I like it. Won't you come on up and read it? If you're able to do that. And if you're not, I guess I will. What is it Sharpie's been carefully skirting?
No, he just said I try to live my life.
Politics. Oh, listen. Don't skirt it. Hit the nail. Head on. Go after it. Listen. All holds barred. You know, we're wide open here this morning. I would treat my immortality. 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with sarcoma, aggressive and everywhere. I was free with it, but I was fine with it, but made a list. I'm cancer free, I assume he says, thanks to the grace of God. Amen. Bless you, brother.
Yes. Cassie said she'll do it tomorrow if that's okay.
All right, well, good. That's fine. We'll do
Okay.
it tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's worth doing. I like it. I think it's. I skimmed
Well,
it, didn't read it thoroughly, but
Jay Rose says
I trust your sentiments, Cassie.
okay, then I'll jump right in on politics. We're at the very important tipping point.
Yeah, you bet. Go for it. Andrew, I'm a heathen atheist. I started out life as a Methodist. I do understand that. My family still are. I try not to judge others. For all I know, they might be right. I was a Methodist preacher for 15 years. Grew up in a Methodist home. Methodism left Christianity, at least the American and the European Methodist conferences did. The African, South American, and Asian Methodist churches, and many in this country have remained strongly Christian. To such an extent that the denomination is dividing. It's dividing between the Unitarians and the Christians, kind of all over again. Once that occurs, I will be returning to my roots, and will once again be happy to be a practicing Methodist at this time. I cannot be. I would merely say to you, Andrew, um, if you're wrong, that's a big decision to make. It's a big decision. You might consider it. You might consider your decision in light of eternity, such as it is. I'll tell you where I'm at with that. I think it is meaningless to try to convince someone of the existence of God. Because God cannot be proven. God can only be known. And that knowing is internal, intimate, and the most deeply hidden personal reality of which we are capable. Again, all we can ever do is witness to our own condition. And when we are free to do that, and when we are ennobled to do that, and when we are encouraged as a free people to do that, then we are able to share our honest beliefs. Where we are terrorized, beaten bloody, demonized for expressing our personal beliefs, treated as racists, as murderers and thugs, as evil people for expressing our personal beliefs, then we are no longer living as a free people in a free society. We are being tyrannized. We are living in a tyrannical society. And I, for one, am done with living in a tyranny. I will not tolerate it from anyone at any time. Lock me up. Beat me bloody. I don't care. I'm not going to tolerate the tyranny of someone calling me filth when all they're really doing is expressing what's in their own mind, hearts, and lives. So there. Mercy, it's been a long time coming.
Well, T-Bone came back in there and asked if he should trim his plants. Should I trim back my plants if they're overgrowing?
I don't like trimming plants. I really don't.
You might get him on another. You might get him on another rant about that.
He's trying his best to keep it civil.
He's doing good. He's doing good. We love you, T-Bone. Love you.
Oh dear. T-Bone, I'd love to have a steak with you for Thanksgiving.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful?
I'm having trouble chewing, so I need something very tender.
That's right. Ward Dunlap says people chose to separate themselves from God. He loves us so much that we have a free will.
Amen.
That's it right there. Free will.
Amen.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, Misfit. Sorry. He said, good morning, Father, or good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I ended up losing one of my big breeder dojo loaches. It's been a sad morning. That exact fish was the fish that got me into this hobby. Sorry to hear that.
One of your big breeder dojos.
Yep.
Dojos are wild. They're
Amen, Joe.
a non-endemic species here in Florida. We do catch them wild. I've got something you would love, though. And I'm prepared. I think I can get away with shipping these out. Oh, my word. Guess who's here?
Who's here?
You will never guess who's here.
Uh-oh. Hey, Jess.
Jesse.
Good morning.
Yay.
Hi there, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good. How are you feeling?
Much better.
Good.
You look
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. It feels funny to talk still,
good.
but I get it.
Yeah. Well, glad you're doing better.
Jesse
So,
had
how
some
did the
molars.
fish do?
Go ahead.
How are the fish doing?
Well, I moved a group of them, and I haven't looked at them this morning, but as of yesterday evening, they were doing much better.
Good deal.
There was something in that tank. I don't know what. I can't figure it out. I've got other guppies in there that are doing fine. You know, it's a strange thing. We have basically the same water.
Right.
We're both from the Gulf. We both have are living
Hard.
in the same strata. The same ancient seabed is underneath both of us.
Right.
And that's where the water comes from that we both use. But there's something unique about my tanks that makes it difficult for me to keep guppies and neons. Nothing else. Guppies and neons.
Huh.
I finally have beaten it back with guppies from some local farmers in a new system I set up. I put your guppies in that new system, and they, within one day, began deteriorating. So I've moved them to another one, and then moved half of them to an old system, and they were doing a lot better. I did notice something interesting. When I put them in my old system, I had a stream of water jetting down into that tank, jetting all the way to the bottom. And they were gathering around that. They were all hovering right around that stream of water, which led me to believe that they wanted a higher level of oxygenation than that first tank I was putting them in had. That they were suffering. Now, not all fish will, but my guess is that you had them in a very high level of oxygenation, and I put them suddenly into a lower level, and they struggled from it.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. Don't know that there's really any way to even measure that.
Right. I had them in a 20-gallon with just one of the big sponge filters with just an air pump on it. I mean, they didn't have any extra airflow other than that sponge, but that one air pump didn't have anything else on it. It was just that one air pump. So it put a pretty good ripple on the top of the aquarium. But I've noticed that with a lot of my guppies that when I change the water, and like if I pour it in faster than what I would normally, they all congregate right there where the stream or the flow going into. It's like they like a little bit more of a flow, or they like swimming upstream, which is, kind of backwards from, what we've been taught per se. But I filled my tank up outside, which I still have a tank outside. I threw a big heater in it, but it's gotten down into the 40s. Well, 39, I think, so far. And it's been steadily about that every night now. And that tank is at about 69, which I'm blown away that it's staying that. But I had to fill it up. And when I filled it up, of course, with the water hose, there was a good flow. And every single one of them, instead of getting in the middle of the tank and kind of staying out of the direct flow, they all wanted in the stream and would swim up as close as they could before they couldn't swim any harder.
Yeah, that's what these are doing.
But it really, yeah. I don't know if that is, I didn't know that guppies, I guess, would like to swim upstream or against current is, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
I'm going to operate
sure.
on the premise that they're looking for increased oxygen, because that would drive water over their gills. It would allow them to breathe more quickly. It would allow more flow of O2 into their gill plates.
Could it be because our water is so hard that they're looking for that little bit of extra to go over them?
Seems like it to me. It's just Now, the system I put them in initially, if it's possible for a system to have low oxygen, that one does. It's a 4-level system that pumps water very slowly from the bottom level to the top, and it flows through and back down, and then pumps back up through 1, 2, 3 levels and down, and then pumps it back up. Um, and there are only 1 or 2 little air stones in there, not much at all.
Right.
That's one thing I'm going to do right away. I'm going to increase the oxygen level going into those tanks substantially.
See, I don't understand how, like LRB does it with no oxygen, just, with the guppies, there's no oxygen in the tanks other than what the plants give,
Well,
Mine wouldn't do it.
He has very established tanks with strong plant growth, strong algae growth. He does not overstock those tanks that have no O2, that have no air going in them. It doesn't have huge amounts of fish in those tanks. He's not exactly adhering to the 1 fish per gallon rule, or 1 inch per gallon, but he's got in a 30-gallon tank, he'll have maybe 50 fish tops, and they'll be little guppies. That's not much.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of fish. So I think he can get away with it. Having an established tank means that the water is maxing out its ability to do CO2-O2 exchange. It makes a difference having a well-established tank as opposed to a brand new tank. Some of the tanks are deep substrate. They are all tanks that have a very rich substrate. He's not pulling a lot of stuff out, so he's got a lot of biology going on in those tanks as well. They're not exactly sterile tanks.
Yeah. And that tank that those that I sent you, they came out of a pretty established tank.
They came in perfect.
Like I said, it was a 20 high.
Yeah, they came in perfect.
Good deal.
It's delighted with them, so we'll save most of them.
It took them. They were in the mail for 4 days, just going from me to you. But I am thoroughly excited because I mailed some to California, San Diego, and I of course fasted them for 2 days. They were in the mail for 7 days.
My God.
And it was 250 of them, and they all made it. Every single one of them made it. I had already written them off.
Yeah, you're packing in pretty big bags too. What is the plug that you had in there?
That's just an ammonia thing.
Ammonia absorber.
Yeah. Well, I got the package back there behind me, but
so I assume
I put
you did not feed them for a couple of days.
I fast them for 2 days, and then when I pack them, I put that ammonia thing in it, and then I also ship them in about half strength of salt. And then I put, yours, I put 50 in a bag, but it's more like I put 50 to 1 gallon of water. So each of those bags had a gallon of water, and they had 50 fish.
How much salt did you put in?
Yeah, half a teaspoon per gallon, so half a teaspoon.
Yeah, that slows down the metabolism. So that's a smart thing to do.
Well, I didn't want to do Malethane blue or whatever. That's a lot of money. And I thought I could do it with salt, so
I'll give you all the methyl and blue you want.
Not to mention, I usually seem to get it all over myself or whatever's around me, and it don't come out.
I What's worse is dealing with the powder because it's so light that if you pick it up, the just ambient air will blow it up, and if you breathe it in,
Really?
it's a carcinogenic. It's
Oh, I
extremely
didn't know
dangerous.
it came in powder.
Oh yeah, that's how it's manufactured. Nasty, nasty stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I like my salt method. So far it's worked really well. So I've
I
only
like that
had
too.
I shipped some to Washington. Um I think, well, 2 weeks ago, and it was just a pair. They didn't make it, but I don't think they made it was because they got cold. I didn't put a heat pack in those. It was just as the temperature was starting to drop everywhere, and I kind of chanced it. So,
A heat
but
pack in 5 days ain't gonna do much. They're good for
right.
one,
But
maybe
this last
2
time I
days.
did,
Now,
and they made it this time. But
there's another thing we can be doing. We can be shipping by air, which is 1 day. Um, it's a matter of getting a permit to do it. You have to get the permit from the airline, and it costs about $100 to do a shipment. But for larger shipments, it's a guaranteed 1 day, and you can ship
yeah,
boxes across the country pretty cheaply that way.
huh?
You
Yeah,
need
they
to be,
paid. The ones that I sent to California, they paid the shipping, and so that this is the first time that I had done it, and they emailed me the shipping label,
yeah.
and I was upset because I thought it was supposed to only be 3 days, and it went 7 days, and so that's why I said I had written them off. But they paid, I think, $46 for a package that weighed 78 pounds. But you
It's
took that
2 days.
chance of,
Yeah, but the 2 days turned into
and
7 days. Yeah, that's the problem.
it
The
did.
benefit of air is that
Yeah,
shipping by air is going to get it. It will get there next day, guaranteed, without spending $500 to do it.
yeah.
But it's
It
more
depends on
comfortable.
how many you're sending too. Yeah, it kind of needs to be worth the
Yeah,
money,
exactly. It's got to be big orders to make it worthwhile.
right? Yes, I have a hoodie on, Jay.
Well, thank you, Jess, for coming up.
You're welcome. I've tried to lighten the mood a little bit.
I appreciate that.
You're
I look
welcome.
forward to being with you on Monday night.
Yes. Father Fish is going to be on with us Monday night. Yes, that's going to be a fun night. So, well, I will see you guys later. Thanks for having me.
Take care. Bless you. Good to have you here. Look forward to seeing
Yes,
you
sir.
Monday. Bye for
Yes,
now.
sir. Bye.
Well, and here I am, left alone. We lost Mary altogether. And we're down to the witching hour, so I guess we might as well call it a wrap. We're got a little bit of story time of this one. I guess we'll get some of this stuff up and see if YouTube will ban me or something. I don't think I named names, did I? I don't think I did. Mary Page, drop the link. Oh dear. Okay, I'm sorry. Drop the link. J. Rowe, call it a success again. I appreciate Jess coming up. She was able to turn the tide. That was helpful. Here we are.
Oops.
against the flow. The church is the many-membered body, not a building. Amen.
Oh, Howard Van Tassel. There's another one that we need to wrench. The green circle with the 2 lines in it that's beside our
John
names.
Larson.
Yep,
John Larson says, religion builds divides and hatreds to others of other faiths. Not if it's a true religion, it does not. A true religion does not divide. A true religion unites. Anyone who is teaching division and
Right.
hatred is not teaching a true religion. They are teaching a demonic religion. There is a difference between a demonic religion and a religion of God.
Let's see. Sharpie's asking any suggestions for friendly tank mates in a 50 with an electric blue Akara and a Bisher? Would corridors be Bisher bites? I think they
Yeah,
would.
the biker is the problem.
Yeah.
The biker. I always call them bikers. Everybody else wants to say biker.
I want to call them
I do the
Bashirs.
hard. I do the hard ch, not the soft ch. Biker, because they're a biker.
Biker.
Because they're tattooed. Because they're like a rough and tumble biker. Because that's their personality. That's their character. They're an aggressive fish. They are a highly predaceous fish. And they get big. They get 2 feet long. They get big. And they will eat anything that can fit in their mouth. And they will go after it. Bikers are not a suitable fish for a community aquarium. Not a community aquarium of pretty little fish. You can put them in a community aquarium of cichlids, larger cichlids, not dwarf cichlids, but South American cichlids, African cichlids. They work fine in that kind of community, but they're not going to work with rams and pretty little stuff. Guess who's here? It's the other half of Jesse. Hi, Chubbs.
Hey, what's going on?
There he is.
Hey, Chubbs.
How are you, sir? Good to
Hey,
see
Coffee.
you.
I'm
What's he
good. How are
showing?
you?
Good. What are you
I
showing?
I got some new barbs.
New
Oh, yeah.
barbs. Nice.
What was it?
Filament
Filament.
Oh, I've got a bunch of them. They are
Aren't they
pretty,
pretty?
aren't they?
They look really good, Chubbs. Like they've
Yeah,
settled
they are.
down. Their colors are coming in.
They're a little more elongated than like a tiger barb is,
Yeah.
and a little more finished.
Yeah.
I think they could easily breed into a long fin.
Oh yeah.
They've got all the makings of it. Pretty fish.
Yep. I've had them for about 4 days now. They're already showing breeding activity.
What were they called when you bought them?
Filament barbs.
Filamentosa, yeah. Yeah, they're like almost like a tinfoil.
Yep. They're about
Yeah, they're pretty.
3.5 inches long now.
Are they really? Well, they are like a tinfoil.
Well,
They're
you
big
can see-
guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're pretty.
wow. Nice.
you
Yeah,
see
they'll
the-
probably get to a foot. Like the
Yeah.
tank.
I've heard about 7 to 8 inches, or 8 to 10 inches, or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah, right.
See that plant growth starting to come in.
That's looking good.
Oh yeah. See, there's a pond of Geaton.
Yeah, that's
He's already
nice.
halfway to tank from the bulb.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Pretty
Yeah.
stuff.
It's the first time I've seen filament barbs in a pet store around here, so I had to get them.
I love them. Yeah, they're a lot of nice barbs. I tend to steer clear of tiger barbs, but there's so many other. I got some really pretty rosies in yesterday. We'll have to shoot them. There are a lot of really pretty barbs. The green barbs are one of my favorites. I've got a tank full of them as well.
Give them some food here, see if I can't get them stirred up. They already know what's coming.
Nice. I don't know if Jess told you, I'm going to be on with you guys Monday night.
Oh, awesome. No, I
I
haven't told.
decided to stay. I decided to stay awake.
Okay, sounds great.
So I may be late getting on here Monday morning, but I'll be up Sunday, or rather Tuesday morning. I'll be up
Yep.
Monday night.
Sounds great.
Well, that'll be fun. Well, we're right. We finally made it. Finally made it to the end of this stream. Glad you came on, Chubbs. I appreciate you.
And of course, this tank's looking good as always.
That's really a pretty tank, isn't it?
Yep.
Really pretty tank.
It's all shaded up from this
Have you trimmed it up
I
yet?
love that.
But I'm about to, and this Lewiggy is thick
I
too.
love that plant.
Hey,
Yeah.
this tank.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
There's
Just beautiful.
a new inhabitant,
Whoa.
electric blue Jack Dempsey, but I can't find him right now. He's
Oh,
tiny though.
my. Well, they are slow growing. He'll be all right for a while.
Oh yeah. I figure by the time he gets the size of it to where he can eat the babies, then I'm gonna pull him out of here.
Yeah.
But he definitely found the scuds and he's on it down.
Nice. Thomas just walked in. We're looking at Chubb's tank.
Nice. I got a customer. She was looking at the powder brown tank and the naso tank. She wants to know if we can do a deal if she gets both.
Yeah, give her 10% off.
All right.
You got the prices on them?
Yeah, they're both 70.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be 14 up. 150. You can do it. You can do them for 150 for the two. They're how much? They're 70
Oh,
each.
Chubbs, it's so pretty. Have you had babies yet?
125.
She's about to pop.
Yep.
Boy,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
quite. Yeah,
yep,
and
she's
she's
squared
squared
off.
off too.
That's some big ear purple mosaics.
Oh, they're pretty.
Nice.
Yeah, she's definitely ready to burst.
Oh, yes. Nice.
She's gonna have about 30 or 40 too. That's a big fish.
That'll work.
Yes, she is. That's a mature mama.
That's what for a breeding profit there. That's why they isolate it. But all right,
We're done.
In the stream there. So
We'll get Thomas to do a vlog today.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you, Chubbs.
Thank you always, Chubbs.
Very much.
Just
Appreciate
beautiful.
Let's get some music up here.
It's,
See if we can do off.
Rose Maiden Crypt got sprouts coming out of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. Cool.
That's awesome too. All right.
Nice.
Have a good rest of the day, and hello and goodbye to everybody in the chat.
And we love you.
Bless you, Chubbs. Good to have you with us.
Always, I'm trying to be always with y'all. So, all right, y'all have a good one.
Thank you. Well, I look forward to Monday night. Thank you.
Yeah, me too. All right, see you then.
All right, let's do let's do Aquatic Conquest Halloween, but I'm going to do it.
T-Bone's talking about not all bikers are mean. Some of them are real nice and like fish. I said, I know, T-Bone. Hey, I've been a biker chick, and I'm a classy, quiet woman. I'm not no mean woman. But I love to ride my motorcycles. Ride with the best of them.
Here we go. The Biker Club Bikers.
That's right.
Here we are. All right. This is an appropriate tune for this stream.
Thank y'all for seeing the puppies with me. Y'all are
Nice
all
seeing
grandparents.
See you all tomorrow.
Love
Bless
you all.
Good to be with you. Forgive me my trespasses. Bye for now.
You're wonderful. Is he still on there? No.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The demons squeal in sheer delight. It's you they spy, so lovely, so bright. Although the groove is hard beat, yet still you stand with frozen feet. You try to run, you scream, but no more sun you'll ever see. For evil reaches from the crypt to crush its icy grip. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grisly ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom.